Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Can we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, so good afternoon, students. This is the second month when we are starting. So I was specifically told by the team of Curex that I have to focus only on AI related topics. So I'm not doing the ahead, or I'm not going apart from any apart from any AI topic to any other talking technology which I thought I would cover. But they said that the entire group has taken AI with Python, so we have to focus on that. So today the topic of my session will be generative AI. Are you able to hear me? Can
Yeah, ma'am.
anybody?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to just share my slide with you. Just give me a few seconds. So can you all see this slide? Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
So I thought of this topic because I was attending one of the seminar in Bangalore recently, and we had a panel discussion on the future of open AI and generative AI. And we were talking about it, and then I thought, why not cover this particular, topic, which is called generative AI. So the topic of the session will be staying ahead with generative AI, because this is what is happening around the world. This is the a very buzzword which is coming out, and everybody, entire student community to the professional community, are looking forward to work with generative AI. And there's a lot of things which are going around. So I thought, let me focus on generative AI, and because this is something which is where the world is heading, and where we are supposed, the professional, we are supposed to develop solutions. Okay. And so let's talk about generative AI. So you remember one session we spoke about OpenAI company, and we spoke that how this OpenAI company basically, just give me a few seconds, right? Just give me a few seconds. The PowerPoint is not coming properly. So I will just restart it. Hello? Yeah? Yeah? Just a minute. Okay. So, students, we were trying to talk about the generative AI, and the generative AI was launched in, as a company's one of the company product called OpenAI by Elon Musk, who was a founder member, and now it is owned by and acquired by Microsoft. So, this particular company has launched its first product in 2022, which was ChatGPT, and which has really become a very big hype in the today's world. So ChatGPT has captured the imagination of both the consumers and the enterprises leader by demonstrating the potential generative AI, how this particular generative AI is transforming the way we live, the way we work, the way we create content. So the scope of this generative AI then widened. So it started from November 2022 when ChatGPT became a big thing. It became a buzzword. Everybody was started talking about it. And ChatGPT was from text to text, generative AI. And people started talking about it a lot. Then there was a kind of a revolution which came into the field of business. The business enterprises, and especially the developers, the IT company, thought there is a huge scope of this business in the business world. And they tried to generate various kinds of tools which are being used as a generative tool. From business to government organizations, everybody is trying to utilize this particular technology. Certain kinds of policies are also created by certain companies, certain government, which want to restrict the access to the chat GPTs or the other generative AI tool. So as the name suggests, what is actually generative AI? So generative AI generate images, music, speech, code, video, text, anything like that. Well, it interprets and manipulates pre-existing data. So generative AI is all about generating any kind of data, whether it is in the form of image, it is in the form of audio, it is in the form of speech, it is in the form of video, can be a form of developer code, or it can be a text. And how it is doing it? It uses the pre-existing data which is available, and using those data, it generates a new content. So generative AI is now at present not a new concept. And machine learning techniques behind generative AI have evolved over the past decade. So the latest approach is based on neural network architecture, which we coined as transformer. So combining the transformer architect with unsupervised learning, the large foundation model has emerged that outperform existing benchmark, and it is basically capable of handling multiple data. So early example of models were GPT-3, BERT, T5, DALI. All these are one which has become very popular. They have shown what is possible, like input a short prompt and the system generates an entire essay or a complex image based on your parameter. So generative artificial intelligence describe algorithm such as ChatGPT that can be used to create new content. The content can be in any data form. It can be in the form of audio, it can be in the form of code, it can be in the form of image, it can be a text, it can be a picture, it can be an animated video, it can be a song in certain singers' vocal. So there is a lot of breakthrough in this field, and it has a potential to drastically change the way we approach the content creation. So machine learning is allowing computer to generate all sort of new and exciting content, whether it is from music, it is an art, or it can be a virtual world. So it's not just for fun. The generative AI has plenty of practical uses. That's what we are going to discuss in this particular session today. Like, what are those practical uses? Most of the companies are using now generative AI to create new product design, to create a new marketing campaign. I will be showing you some example of that how it was used by certain companies to come out with the product design, certain companies to come out with some marketing campaign, and how it was successful. Okay. So now The art of generative AI is all about balancing creativity and ethics at the same time. Because when we talk about content creation from the existing content, there is always a question which comes in our mind, which is about ethics. So I'm going to discuss in the later of the session about ethics in this, that how do we maintain the ethics? Because ultimately we are actually generating the content from somebody else's work. So if you're a creative professional or a creator of any short, the world of generative AI has potential to tell you how to completely change the way you work. So whether you work with a text, you work with an image, you work with a video or audio, all any data, it is time for you to prepare for a new creative landscape where the artificial intelligence can help you in coming up with new ideation, jumpstart innovation, or it is the time that you need to be aware of the potential issues also and the ethics, which is coming up with this becoming a very powerful technology. So as I said, what is generative AI? It is the way how you create content in any format. It might seem very incredible, but we are now in the age where in a matter of minute, you can create a well-written blog to promote your business. You can design some unique artwork option to accompany it. You can generate a nice background track, okay? And you can just, a track from a podcast. You can make a podcast and put together some snappy social post to promote it on. So all this is, student, thanks to the power of generative intelligence, artificial intelligence. So when we talk about generative artificial intelligence, it is a type of AI where people can prompt a computer to create new original content like text, image, video, audio, and more. So there is also a special, this is a special kind, this is done through a special kind of machine learning algorithm. So let's talk about how this works. So when an AI model is originally created, you need to feed lot and lot of training data into your AI model to make it to function it. Okay. So when you're feeding lot of training data, like images, text, voice, recording, it depends on the type of AI being trained. So if you're training on a vision, then you have to train on a lot of images. So in each of these cases, the AI learns through the input of massive volume of data which you provide. Once the AI model is being trained, people can ask it to make something new. In many cases, this happens by writing a short piece of text called a prompt. Okay. AI model then attempts to create a novel. It can create an artifact, an image, collection of text, and audio, video recording. Okay. If it does well, the result reflects what the prompt asked for. So whether that is a realistic photo, okay. So whatever it is, you can just create a poem, you can write the lyrics of the song. So let's take an example of image-based generative AI. If an AI model is fed up with thousands and thousands of images of horses, it eventually learns what a horse should look like. And then when a person asks it to create a horse, let's say they say that create a horse with a white stripe. Then when a person asks to do this, it generates a complete, authentic looking, unique image of horse. That does not, may not be, it is a real picture of any horse taken, but it creates the content or from the data of all the horses pictures you have fed it. But with the prompt, it takes the instruction that horse should be brown. It should have a white, kind of a stripe. So this alone is very, very fantastic and very awesome. So generate, if suppose if you want to generate a blue horse crossing a river in the darkness under a full moon, maybe in the, the style of Van Gogh, the famous artist. So Van Gogh used to paint like that. He used to paint, different kind of unimaginable colors in the objects, or maybe in the objects in its painting. So isn't it pretty amazing that you don't have though the input which you have fed into the computer to train the AI model doesn't have any blue color or green color boxes, but still it can do that. So it's very impressive. So take a look at the website, which is full of people faces. I once told you about this. So this particular website is where you can, which says that this person does not exist. Okay, so you can go to that particular website and you can create a face of a person which does not match with anyone. So that is a kind of thing which the AI is actually doing it. So there's a lot of excitement about this technology. Already creative process, you're using image-based generation tools. You are using audio-based generation tools. Professionals are using text generation tools to streamline all kind of their writing, maybe in the form of articles for a magazine, newspaper article, or it can be a blog writing. So people with communication challenges are using this tool to help themselves overcome their problems. At the same time, some people have a fear and about this particular technology. Some are scared that synthetic media like deep fake could deceive entire population, and it's already doing. We will take some example of that also. And also the job traditionally done by the people may disappear with these technology. So these are some concern around ethics, copyright, and bias. Positive or negative in between all these reactions are valid. This technology is still evolving rapidly, and we are all on this journey together. But we each have a say in where this journey takes us. Some of us are very positive about it, some of us are very negative. So because after all for generative AI to be used effectively, people must be involved every step of the way. You need people to train the AI and to provide valuable feedback to improve and maintain its accuracy. You need people to create well-crafted prompts. You need to train them how to come up with well-crafted prompts. And you need people to thoughtfully check, analyze, and edit the results. So yes, generative AI will certainly change how many of us live, work, but they collectively spark our humanity. And this is something which we should not underestimate. So we need clever, creative, collaborative people to make it all work. And it is up to each one of us to learn about the creative possibilities. Okay, so let's look into now the benefit of generative AI. So generative AI has a multifaceted power, and you can't deny that. There's a lot of unpack about this technology. I will also like to lay out many of its positive benefit at a higher level, mostly in terms of content creation. So before I do, I would like to invite you to think about the last project or campaign that you might have done in your college, and you might have created an original content for it, not copy paste content. How long did it take? How many people were involved? How much ideation and research went into that preparation? Think about that. Just think for a minute that if whatever you have done, a real-time content you have created, whether it was a real research project, or it was a creative work, how much time did you take? How many students were involved? How much ideation and research went into that? What more would you like to have? What you thought that you should have resources with you to do? What were the limitations? So now that you have thought about your past experience, let's talk about some way the process could be different in the future. Let's start with increased efficiency and speed. Generative AI will automate the tasks that are previously done manually. Now, as I told you that reflect on your past project, whatever work you have done, how much efforts and time you have invested, now this can be done within no time by AI. And that's going to result in saving time, money, and resources. Okay. So now, not only that, but the generative AI also span across many different media. As I was telling you, that it can be a text, it can be a text to text, it can be a text to image, it can be a image to video, or it can be a text to audio, more. It allows people and business to generate content beyond their core area of expertise. Okay, so you don't have to look for a paper, or you don't have to look for an artist to or a person to make your posters. So this improvement efficiency can also create additional ideation opportunity for those who are looking for new ideas, or who don't know how to express their new idea in the form of content. So since it is so fast and easy to generate the content, it is also fast and easy to quickly try out many different things during the brainstorming phase of the project. In fact, many use generative AI solely for ideation and research. Like I use generative AI or Chat GPT or maybe DALI or whatever the platform. Adobe Firefly is my favorite one. So I use the generative AI for making my content more effective, the visualization of that content should look more appealing to the kind of audience I'm dealing with. And if I have to deal with some clients, government client, or maybe with some business client at my position, or I have to deal with some corporate people, then I may use certain research, use generative AI to do certain research on that topic, and to get dozens of ideas, to get different version of those ideas into, I can mix them together and bring a project to the next phase in no time. So it offers creator the opportunity to explore new creative content. So generative AI can also produce high quality results across diverse spectrum. Okay. The training data which you provide to train the AI model is the major influencer here. That diverse data often result in creation of more diverse content. And when used thoughtfully, this enable people in business to create content that may appeal to a wider range of people. So this quality and diversity of the content continue to improve as content creator get more skilled. It is not like they're going to take the job of the content creator. The content creator will be there, but the content creator's job will become more effective, and they will do the job more effectively, and it will enable them to come out with the quality, diversity of the content, improve their content, and create a high quality. But they need to learn only one thing, that how to do a high quality prompt. So on this note, there are actually countless prompt generation resources entering into the market, all to help people learn how to generate the best prompts to create the best content. So generative AI. So as I was telling, that it is all about the how to have a particular prompt, a good quality prompt to be used. So generative AI also has the ability to be extremely personalized. It has the ability to offer a customized experience by responding to a very detailed prompt based on preferred content, style, aesthetic, and you can use also the target audience, determine that. So this let people in business create content that is more relevant to their target audience, which can result in more engagement, reach, and overall success. Okay. So generative AI offers opportunity for people with disability, as I told you already, to create, interact with the content. For example, tools like text to speech and sign language animations offer solution to people with hearing or vision impairment. These are countless other benefits of generative AI. But this is a high level look at the type of the way we can improve the human experience. So it's when I'm talking about generative AI, it's all about injecting AI into creativity so that people get more fleshed out with a starting point and become more creative in their pursuits. So that's the benefit. Now, how the generative AI help for creators? So in this particular slide, we are going to take a high level look at some of the way generative AI is changing the creative industry. So there are countless creative fields that use generative AI, like for example, the social media, advertisements, marketing, product designing, gaming, films and TV, music, fashion, more. Already started using it. Pretty much any industry where people create content has the capacity to use this and come out with rethought, reinvent their content using generative AI. So this field is changing at a blazing pace. Okay, and the tool I'm going to talk about are actually evolving very quickly. And maybe by the time you are in this particular session, maybe it might have happened because I developed this particular session a week back. So maybe it may happen that already there are certain other new tools which has come up. Okay. So first AI so the concept, we need to also have to have a fundamental concept which we are looking into for understanding generative AI. We need to be clear about that. And the first one is the AI tool have the ability to, you need to be clear that these tools are used for creating text, image, audio, and video. As a result, they have a potential to be very creative. Most of these tools are separate, but over the time, line between the categories may blur. And even if the look and the feature change, the fundamental value of generative AI for creativeness is not going to change. And I can bet that generative AI tools are only going to get better and more valuable to creative people. Second concept we have to understand here is that even these tools evolve as it is evolving. The opportunities, the issues, ethic of these technologies are also likely to remain in one form or the other. You may have a lot of questions in the people buying the positive and the negative opinion about this. So it has to go through the lens. So let's dive in. Okay. Let's look into the various kinds of generative AI now. The first type of generative AI which I'm going to talk about is text-based generative AI. Okay. Using this generative AI, you can draft and write new content, and you can enhance your personal and professional workflow. So let's look back and talk about how this works. So generative AI language processing technology or large language modeling like GPT-3 or GPT-4 learn on massive training data. Right? So when we are talking about text-to-text generation, it is about the most popular tool is GPT-3 and GPT-4. In this case, the text and the code from the internet, from the article, books, web pages, Wikipedia, common crawls, they take the data from them. Then the large language model basically so we use LLM, which is large language model, which learn by using probability to guess the next word of the text. This I have done in one of the session with you where I taught you about OpenAI and ChatGPT. So it's all about if you write a story, how does it complete the story? Or you write a sentence and how does it complete the sentence? So during the initial testing phase, the people supervise the process as the AI model provide answer to the prompt. These human supervisors taught them the correct answer, helping it to build its knowledge. Now, subsequent training phases has gone through and it has made the AI model offer multiple answers to a prompt. And then human supervisor rank that answer from the best to worst. That is what is happening. For example, if you're asking what is cat and it gives multiple answers like this. These can be the multiple answers. And now what happens? The feedback goes to the human supervisor, which rank the answer from the best to the worst. And ultimately, like for example, in this case, the best answer can be the cat is a domesticated mammal. which is easily understood, and the correct answer. So each of these training phase is important. You remember I taught about zero-shot learning, one-shot learning, and few-shot learning. This is about few-shot learning. So each of these training phase is important in teaching prediction, comparison, and establishing relationship. So over the time, the AI model will improve its understanding of prompt and will produce good, correct, well-responded response using human-like text, and you don't require any human supervision. Okay. So ChatGPT is an AI chatbot which is built on GPT technology, generative predetermined transformer. It draws its vast knowledge base from the various sources like Wikipedia, Common Prompts, and it communicates and generates human-like text and respond to a wide range of prompt and question you ask. So let's take some summary of what the high-level thing like ChatGPT can do. So that's a lot of power. Let's get more specific for a moment and assume the role of a small business owner. Let's take an example of a small business owner who's who want to create a social media post to promote his business. So how can he use ChatGPT to help him to create those marketing campaign theme? So he can use ChatGPT to ideate a collection of potential marketing campaign theme. And he can draft a social media post, maybe a hashtag or maybe any kind of a caption or whatever you want to, which can catch the attention, funny, very unique caption. Okay, and make that. They can modify it further, regenerate the content till they like it. In academic, if we consider, in academic, the ChatGPT can help us in summarizing all kind of dense research content and generate a new research idea, generate interview questions on given topic. You remember when I was doing the session, I told that if you're going for an interview, ChatGPT can help you in understanding what kind of questions can be asked and how do you prepare for your interview, what kind of answers can you give to impress the person. Okay, so the possibility are truly endless across a wide variety of role and professions. Okay, so like for this was the example of if you want to come out with an ad or something like that, how does it come up with them? Okay, so there are many resources which are available on the web to help you write better prompt. So far, we have been using ChatGPT, which was created by OpenAI, a research laboratory, whose mission is to ensure that artificial general intelligence should be used for the benefit of the humans or humanity. Other companies have also integrated GPT technology. Microsoft already bought OpenAI company, and then they have created something called Bing Chart. Okay. So I'll just show you. So you can find out about Bing Chart, and Bing Chart is really good. It's better than actually ChatGPT. And one main difference is that ChatGPT is currently limited by its training data, which is at the time of recording has been the upper limit of data was September 2021. After that, it has not updated its data, training data. So if you ask anything after 2021, it won't be able to reply. Whereas Bing Chart has access to the entire internet. It is totally updated. This means that it can provide answer related to current event, and it also lets you confirm your resources. In ChatGPT doesn't tell you from which source it is getting to. So if you want to know the source from where the the content is being derived or generated, it can do you that, and it ensure accurate results. So it also provide various fine-tuning control also. For example, it offers different response model, creative. Creative mode, what it offers, response that are original, very and imaginative also. So it has various kinds of mode for responding to your query. Google Bard is also similar to very good chatbot. Okay, it is also a different language thing. Okay. Google Bard is also one of the best one which you can use apart from Microsoft Bing Chat, which is really doing really well in the society. And Google Bard is also a very powerful text-based generative AI tool, and it serves a broad application across many industries. So AI solutions are now being developed, which is fine-tuned with the specific sector. For example, AI-powered writing assistants like Jasper AI can also use GPT technology, but have been fine-tuned for specific business. There are some kind of a text-based AI tool, generative AI tool for marketing application or for customer base, which are really good. So there are a lot of tools which has come up. So there are a list of other powerful AI writing assistants which can be used, and like for example, if I show you here. So in the market, if you try to find out any similar kind of a tool, you can find out that. And there are a lot of, like I told you about Bing Chat, Bing Chat, Google Bard. Apart from that, you may have template library, you may have grammar checkers, plagiarism checkers, and more. These are free to use. Some of them are free to use. Some require subscriptions. So depending on what kind of industry you are in, you can use a kind of a text to, text-based generative AI tool. Okay. So now the thing is, it is not going to totally replace the human content creation altogether, but they try to, the aim is to enhance the human content creation process, right? From a blank slate, or maybe to optimize and to come out with a deeper and opportunity to do research, ideation, and creation of content, enhancing the content, okay? Effective content. So now, the next one is, I told about text to text, which is Chat GPT, Google Bard, and Bing Chat. I told about that. Now, next kind of generative AI is about text to image. So text to image generative AI, which opens the whole new world of visual AI. So there are a few category of these type of tech that I will be covering in this session. So one is text to image AI, which we will explore in this session. And other is image to image AI also, which I'm going to explore. So text to image AI work by writing a text-based prompt to create a visual imagery. So content creation can generate artwork or create image for marketing, for product, for social media. So there are quite a few text to image solutions more coming into the market all the time. So there are a lot of tools which are actually available in the market, which can create the contents, this kind of a content. So there are quite, and it is used basically in the social media a lot, or maybe in the marketing and product designing. So there are quite a few text to image AI solutions. I'm going to show you after I present to you or explain you the entire session. I'll give you a demo of certain good soft application. So I'm going to now begin to talk a little bit about one of the biggest one in this, or the most popular. And the most popular one is DALL-E. Just like ChatGPT is text-to-text generative AI, whereas DALL-E is text-to-image generative AI. And again, it was developed by the same company, OpenAI, and is built on GPT technology, where a neural network learns the relationship between words and image. So DALL-E can create image with a wide variety of concepts. Now, one of the things is, if you want to try Delhi students, let me tell you, it was free till September 2022. Now, if you want to go, you have to buy credits. Otherwise, it doesn't allow. So when you're writing in the prompt and say generate image, suppose you write something and you say generate image, it will ask you to have certain credits. Those people who signed up before September 2022 have now option, just like ChatGPT. So now it is on subscription based. You have to pay some amount, take some credit and use that credit to, generate image. So it's built on again on GPT technology. That DALI E can create image with wide variety of concept, tones, and style. As with text-based AI. So take a look at this image, which is created with a generic prompt of a beautiful sunrise. Right. So I just took this image and I have written in the prompt about, just I wrote, make a picture of or create a picture of beautiful sunrise across the sea. And what I did is, initially I wrote a prompt where I said a beautiful sunrise picture. So it has given me the variety of picture. The sunrise on the beach, the sunrise on the river, the sunrise in a forest, or a sunrise on near the palm tree, or in the dark, in the night, and all those kinds of, various kinds of varieties of picture. So these are the photos of sunrise that don't actually exist on the earth. Maybe it is not a real picture. It has created this new picture. They are simply generated by teaching the AI model what a sunrise should look like. And now we will go in with more descriptive language regarding content and style. A beautiful sunrise in a watercolor style. Okay. A beautiful sunrise, you can do it in a watercolor style, suppose if you want, or maybe a cool color with one dark tree in the foreground, suppose you want. So you are enhancing and honing it. Initially, you just said beautiful sunrise. It gave you variety of options. Then you took one option of the tree and you said that it should be blue color, certain cool colors you add, and say that I want this for background or background. Now I'm able to choose any of this image and create multiple variation. And I can edit the image using technique like in painting and out painting. Okay. In painting means that I can erase a certain content. If I go back to the last content, okay. So I will just take one picture from here. And this particular picture, I will try to now modify. Now this is a picture. So I went here and I tried to delete this portion on my own, which is called in painting, that I can erase certain elements within the image and then regenerate with a prompt a new information, and it will fill in the erase portion with new element. Out painting means that I can extend the frame, this outside frame of the image in any direction, and it will match the environment. When I extend it, it will match the environment. It will not become blurred. So it provides a multiple variation of out painting frame that I can choose from. So let's move on from one sunrise and I show you 3 other DALI prompts. So let's say on this, I want to add these birds. You can see that I added the birds with a prompt. Okay. So this is how it looks. So, so now I will show you from a sunrise. I'll show you 3 other DALI prompts which I used and the corresponding image. So these were the prompt which I used. I've written that close up of hand, writing a letter, bold color, digital art. Then I wrote one more prompt, oil painting of a children playing in the schoolyard at dusk. Then I said black and white sketch of a soccer player scoring a goal. And this was the image which I have combined and showed you. And this 3 image I will be using, telling you that how this particular image can be used. Same prompt I will use in different platform of text to image generation, generative AI. And this image is generated in DALI AI. But now I will be using some other like Stable Diffusion, another one also like Firefly. And I'll show you the same image with the same prompt what is the difference so that we can compare in the rest of the video. So now I'm going to use the other, text to image generative AI platform. The initial one was the DALI-E, which was from OpenAI. And the second platform, which I'm going to show you in image to text, text to image is Stable Diffusion. It's a very popular text to image AI model. And it works a bit different under the hood, but it will do the same thing what the DALI-E does. So let's input our same sunrise prompt, okay, which I did in DALI-E, and see how Stable Diffusion handle it. Stable Diffusion has now various fine-tuning control, which is as like guiding scales, tells the model how closely it should follow your text prompt. The stronger the guidance, when you give a prompt, you have a scale. And in that particular scale, you can take it and say till how close you want to follow that. Suppose you have a rough idea and you say you don't want to follow it completely, you will put a scale at a lower value. Okay. So here are the three additional comparison of the prompt, which I did initially, the same one, which I showed it with DALI-E. So you can see how Stable Diffusion result compared to DALI. Same comparison. If I show you again, here, see this one, close-up of a hand writing a letter, oil painting of children, black and white sketch of soccer player. This was with a DALI-E. Now I will use the diffusion, Stable Diffusion, and same prompt I've used, close-up hand, see the picture difference here. Okay. So Stable Diffusion's result compared to DALI-E. You can see how stable. So keeping in mind, these are the images created by, a particular image generation. So this particular example I will use throughout. So you can see that these are the comparison I can show. Same prompt, but DALI-E has shown these pictures and they've tasted Stable Diffusion. Okay. So I will be using the same prompt with other platform also and show you the result, just for the sense that you can make out the difference. Now I will take one more platform of text to image generation generative AI, which is called Midjourney. I found this is very good, but this requires a little kind of subscription. Just a minute. But this has a better quality of image generation from text. This is very effective in generating high artistic image and the environment with a dramatic light and fantasy vibe. So I liked it very much. So as a version 5, this as a version 5, Midjourney has become really good at generating extremely realistic image. In fact, some of the very more controversial AI images that have gone viral on the internet actually were created by Midjourney. So that takes us to a potential deepfake territory. Okay, let's see. So these are the images which has created. This was one of the pictures which became viral. And now see, with DALI-E, the same prompt with Stable Diffusion and with Midjourney. And you can see the quality of the picture is better in Midjourney. It is more clear, the pictures are more sharp, the pictures are more realistic in nature. It looks like somebody has actually taken this picture. So you have to choose. If I have to choose, I will choose Midjourney. Okay. So let's input some sunrise prompt to see the type of image that Midjourney will generate. Let's see that. Okay, I'll just go back and see. This is the kind of image which Midjourney will generate. And you can do the additional fine tuning like upscaling, variations, all those things it can do. Then one which I use personally is this, and it is free of cost. This is Adobe, and it's recently introduced something called Firefly AI Generator, which is currently in beta version, and it lets you create image, photo, art, graphic, text effects, vector art with impressive control, okay, of style, color, tone. I will show you this after I end my presentation. I'm going to show you this. So Firefly is integrated with Adobe Creative Cloud app, which means that you can use it directly with application like Photoshop, Illustrator, or After Effects. So one more time here, we can just see that the comparison of the prompt which I told you. So I'll show you. So you can see with DALL-E, same prompt, with stable diffusion, with multiple mid-journey, and let's see with the Adobe Flash. Adobe Flash is also fairly well. Okay. But see, I gave you 3 comparison of images and 4 platform, DALL-E, stable diffusion, mid-journey, and Adobe Firefly for text to image creation. But there are many which have generated. Maybe by now, there are some of the most popular text to image generative AI solution which has come up. Maybe I don't know about those things. You can find out. So every month, there are new tools which are coming. So there are a couple of main areas that differentiate these two. One is difference is in the end results. Some tool just do better job with certain types of image. Another difference is the way you interact with the tool. For example, Firefly has more graphical interface, and the others have more text-based interface. So between the image quality and even if you see the tooling, you may find that you will prefer one tool over the other. So it depends what you like. So the good news is that you can try most of these are free, especially Adobe Firefly is fully free. DALL-E is not free now. You have to pay something to get credit. Otherwise, it says, as I said, that if you have signed up for DALL-E or OpenAI, any OpenAI, especially for before September 2022, it would have given you this free of cost. Okay. So these are some more tools which are there in the market, like Night Cafe, Deep AI, Footer, Stray AI, Crayon, all these. Okay. Now, I told you about text to text, then text to image. The next category is image to image generative AI. Right. So image to image generative AI simply mean that the new image are generated from the existing image. So your input is an image and your output is the enhanced or the new image. Okay. So this AI model are typically designed, which includes using machine learning model, and it includes 2 neural networks, a generator and a discriminator. So generator, which is trained on a data set of real images, create the imagery. The discriminator is very interesting here. The discriminator is trained on the same data set, but is designed to determine. So generator generates a thing, but discrimination does what? It trained basically to determine whether or not the image are real. Okay. It tried to identify it's a real image or it's a fake image. So over the time, both generator and discriminator improve at their respective job until a image generator is able to create a new image. So image to image generative AI models are often harder to train than text to image because it's still evolving. That's because they need to learn the relationship between image and their corresponding visual traits like shape, color, texture, lighting, mood. So this particular image-to-image AI focus mainly on learning relationship between the images. So this means that image-to-image generative AI create more realistic imagery with input image. So there are many different use cases for this type of technology, like text image. It can be used to create arts, but it is also effective tool to create a wide variety of interesting face filters, like changing someone's age or generating a collection of, you can do anything on the face. This is one example. You can see how you can change the color of the eye, you can change the shape, hair, all those things, right? Then also, you can create a whole variety of interesting face filters, collections of professional headshots, profile photos or maybe you can create an interesting avatar of yours. You can also create, I'll show you example of that. You can also create different lightning scenarios for an image. Okay, so you can restore and enhance low resolution, up resolution, high, color to black and white photos. Okay, you can do that. You can transfer the style from a specific painting or a art from time of history and transform into basic sketch or a synthetic image. So there are also way to, your imagination in image to image AI. So most text to image AI program let you upload an original image and then use text to alter it. You can use here text to alter. You can also imagine, because you are working with your own assets, your image to image AI. Your own image, you're enhancing. Okay. So when you provide some time of when you're providing an image to image AI, it depends on all about what kind of input you're doing. For example, you are sending a rough sketch to a designer and telling them that this is what I have in my mind. Like, for example, if you have seen in movies and all that, how basically just a minute. Just a minute. हाँ भैया अभी भी चाय नहीं था अब मैं बुलाऊंगी आप okay. Maybe another 30-40 minutes I'll come. हाँ आप उनको बिठाओ मैं आ रही हूँ नहीं ऑफिस में रिसेप्शन पे बैठ आई विल कम ओह सॉरी okay. So you can just provide a rough sketch. For example, as I was telling you that when you are, you have seen in the movies and series also, web series also, that when the police want to identify some criminal and they may have some eyewitness and they ask the eyewitness to give the description of the person and artist come and draw a rough sketch. So you can put this now rough sketch and you can ask the AI to generate the real image. That is the kind of a power it can have. Maybe the accuracy may not be 100% because it depends on how the sketch is formed. Right. So you can do all these kinds. Like, for example, this is a sketch drawn and it can develop into a real image. And you can show that. So that is what is a possibility now. Okay. So you can draw from a scratch. For example, you can give this particular picture of a sketch of a bird and feed it into the image to image generative AI, and it will come up with the exact picture like this. So it all depends on what kind of input in image to image generative AI, what kind of input you are providing, and how this input is able to guide and train the AI to generate the image. Okay. So this is a prompt which we can say after inputting a picture, there is a combination of prompt also where we can guide a colorful bird instead of, otherwise it may give a picture of a black and white bird and a branch in a forest. So this also can be a picture. Now we will talk about the fourth. We talked about students text to text based generative AI. We spoke about text to images. Then we spoke about image to image. I told you the platform about image to images, Firefly or any other tools you can use. Then we're going to talk about video-based generative AI. Right. So video is what? When you're trying to create a video from images or maybe from certain video clips. You may have certain collections of images, certain video clips, certain audios, certain song as a background or something like that. So how do you do that? Let's say, for example, you take 30 frames per second video and that 30 images every second. So in terms of AI technology, we are not talking about the 2 dimension of the video frames. Okay? We are also talking about the added dimension of time. In normal video making software, you have 2 dimension, height and width. The time is also one of the dimension in the video to video generation, image to video based generator. So let's look at some of the possibility, and we will start with some basic video enhancement and restoration practices and proceed from there. So the first AI which can be used for upscaling, deinterlacing, or maybe more. So there are 3 highly effective way to reduce noise when you're recording a video. Like for example, when you're creating a video of your lecture, like I am now talking to you. I actually came out of my office because my office has a, outside my office, it's a glass door, so it's not noise free. And several people are working in that office outside, like my staff is there. And then these people, when they talk and all, the noise comes. So that's the reason I found a quiet place where there is no noise, but still the background noise of the fan, running can be loud. So all these kinds of noise, what I'm trying to tell you is that can create or can impact your video creation if you're not recording in the studio. So the AI model can be trained on large video set, and you can use the video generative AI tools to remove those background noise. To enhance or add colors, you can make from black and white to color video. You can have a sharp resolution in the videos. You can add and remove elements in your videos. Like for example here, for example, again, this is an example of Adobe Firefly, where on a prompt you can write that and you can enhance. You can see that how it is enhanced. You can add a color. You can make it black and white. You can remove something from the video frame. You can add something. And you can, from one video frame to the other video frame, you can have many, many things. But when I was talking about the generative AI, I must also talk. So you can have certain things. You can you can take an animated video and make it into a real video, or maybe vice versa. Right. So you can remove easily. For example, if you have to create this video and you don't want a dog, so you can easily remove the dog from the picture and create. So you can see this is a site which I'm giving in the slide. From the sites you can go and you can do. But with this, there is also a concern. This particular video generative AI is becoming also a kind of content. And there comes a very powerful form of video-based AI, which is called deep fake technology. So deep fake, which is a combination of the phrases like deep learning and fake. That means it's a synthetic media where a person in the video is replaced with someone else's likeness. And it is not simply a face or what, it is just you are taking a face. This is a deep fake video of Barack Obama. And it's a voice swap also. So it's highly complex form of artificial intelligence that learns unique visuals, oral characteristic about a particular face or particular person, and then try to mimic that into another person. The same thing. So this means that people can be made to say something that they never actually said. Our enemy can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point of time and it is new. And you can't prove it whether now there are a lot of tools available where you can identify whether it's a fake video or it's a real genuine video. So let's move forward, and we need to also understand when we are moving into these kinds of technology, that what are the kind of trust we can place on it. That question also should come in our mind. Okay. So deepfake technologies can be used in the, actually speaking, deepfake technology, when it was invented by somebody. So this is actually one of the video where you can see that Obama was going to actually talk about something, and he said, "I'm sorry for not giving a policy where the American basically lost a lot and their health insurance was not covered." But it was a deepfake video. There was a lot of hue and cry in the media. Everybody said that how can they come up with this kind of a video? It became viral. But later on, they found that it was a deepfake video. When I say deepfake video, basically the purpose of deepfake video was to be used in entertainment industry, for education industry, to let you record a line or a performance and edit it and correct it, which doesn't require a reshooting of that particular scene. And you can use a deepfake in that technology in that case and enhance and correct or edit the video. So image-based AI technology can be used to also do something like, for example, if you are showing somebody who is really young, like for example, Katrina Kaif, and you want to show her as an old woman, a grandmother. So you can use a deepfake technology to show that, or to come up with that impact. Like for example, Rajinikanth movies. I don't remember the name. I think Kavali or some movie where they use the AI technology to make him look younger than his age. So it can be used to assist in dubbing foreign language into videos, right? Like for example, if you record a particular lecture in English and it has to be shown on the online platform, you can use it to translate into other regional languages using deepfake. So digital video avatar industry is also using video-based AI. You can create a realistic looking digital avatar which can be made from, so I'm going to show you that. Okay. So you can create a digital avatar of yours. Now in the social profile, even in the WhatsApp also, many people have created their digital avatar. So you can upload your picture and you can do that. Okay. In marketing industries, they're creating a digital avatar to personalize the customer experience. Mark Zuckerberg created his digital avatar basically to talk to the people with his digital avatar. I will show my digital avatar, which I created with the help of a video generative AI tool, and I used my photograph, which was a plain photograph taken from with the help of mobile. And then I added certain script, and but this is not my voice. I could have recorded my voice and said in that. So I used a platform called DID. Let me show you that. One example of this.
Hi student, welcome to all. Let us start the journey of Boca. So over to you.
So you can see this is my picture. And in my picture, what I did was I just wrote a script, recorded that audio, but it is not, it was, I choose the audio of somebody else. I could have chosen and recorded my own audio and my photo will speak. So you can see this is done with the generative AI tool called DID, and it's free of cost. But I will tell you the real use of this in the business. In sales and advertisement, video AI can be used for customer personalization. So AI create digital avatar that address people by name during the customer experience. Take a look at the example of a company, real example, who created a personalized message of their Beko brand ambassador. So this is a company called Home Care, first national home care based company. And so what they did, they created a digital avatar of digital IP of Diya Mirza, the actress, with a tool called rephrase.ai. And they send this, it looks like this is not Diya Mirza who's speaking. She's speaking to a customer named Shravan, who has actually abandoned his digital card. That means he's put something in the card, but not bought. So they send a email to her with the Diya Mirza. Obviously, we will see that, oh, Diya Mirza is speaking to me. But that is an image, the video created. Okay, so I'll just show you. And Diya Mirza, because they have to take permission, they can't use any celebrity like that. Okay, so don't take the wrong idea. Because Diya Mirza is a brand ambassador of Beckett, and she's also their best. So I'll show you this.
Hi student, welcome to all. Let us start the journey of Boca. So over to you.
This is not working. I'll show you later once I have I'll show you.
Hi student, welcome to all. Let us start the journey of Boca. So over to you.
Okay, so I'll show you this video later because it's not working on the slide. So Beko has actually given a very personalized customer experience by sending a personalized message. That day, my son's birthday was there, and he sent us a video in the WhatsApp group, and it was a video where Janvi Kapoor was, wishing him by his name and telling something which was very personal. And I asked him, how did you get this? And he said, he showed me an app where you can select a celebrity, and you have certain celebrities only because they should take permission from those celebrity, and they should pay those celebrity to use their images like that. And then they can write us that the certain scripts are already written, because then you can't write a script and make the celebrity say, then you can misuse it. So there are certain birthday messages which were there. You can go to the app and you can give that birthday, combine that app with a particular celebrity, and the celebrity will speak those script from the ready-made script which was available. So this type of tech has very exciting possibilities, including text to video, text and image to video, image to video, and all so on. So video-based AI continue to evolve, and it's going to become a very big thing in future. Okay. Now, the next one is called audio-based generative AI, which is very interesting. So there are many different types of audio-based generative AI, which is empowering creator to create music, human speech, and many more. So let's take a look at a different few examples of how these type of tech can be used to create new sample of human voice. In entertainment and e-learning industries, voice cloning technology like Respeecher. Respeecher is one of the technology platform. You can go and you can generate a new vocal content. And this work by feeding the AI model training data by a person voice. You can feed your voice, you can feed some other voice, and it will create a new voice. It will create a new voice which will exactly sound like an original. So this can be a great time saver in reforming a line, or maybe making a speech, a unique speech by someone. You don't have to bring a talent into your studio. Voice cloning, which we say now, I'll show you one example of that, which will create a perfect brand new audio from a spoken or written word. Okay, so I'll show you some example. Like for example, in Mowgli movie, that movie name I don't remember. In that, they made the generative video generation image generated from the AI, which was an image of a lion, tiger, and the voice also they have created using the AI, the animal voice. So it is very essential to match the voice to a specific subject. Okay, so AI model like synthesis let you enter text to create natural sounding human speech for audio or video project. Each voice will offer different speech trait. Okay, so you can choose from which voice you want. Okay, For example, you may choose a Amitabh Bachchan. It's not available, but then you can choose that. You can also choose a background with the voice, like you can have a cloudy night with shower, you can prompt it. You can have a thunderstorm as a background. So the most important is that the future of human communication is going to change, not only in the form of text, but also the AI is going to create natural sounding human voice from text input. So you just have to write in the prompt, the text, and it will generate the news. You can take any of the voice example, like in speecher, and you can test it. So now the era will come where you will not send a text email. You will send a text mail, audio mails like that. Okay. And the commercials also will have a different kinds of AI music, which you can develop with the commercials in this thing. So there are a lot of, AI driven music compositions and which is already done, and a lot are becoming viral in India. Also, it is done. I'll show you some. You have a certain voice of certain singers taken, and they generated the same song in different singers' voice. So actually, the singer has not sang, but they took the voice or the sound of those people, and they created and created the song in their voice. You can input the genre, emotion, keyword. You can develop lyrics by inputting or you can input your own lyrics and take somebody's singer's voice and create a song from there. Or maybe you can ask the AI to write lyrics. So there are certain AI platforms where you can generate the lyrics. Okay, you can check out for that. And AI solution can also integrate musical instruments. Okay, these are some platform you can try out. It can also generate musical instrument. Okay, like digital drum, your flute, or it can be a kind of a melody, whatever you want to put as a background music, it will assist to enhance. So there are a lot of songs which is created like that. So you can have a new song, all these you can do it. You can specify the time period. Okay, these are some platform. These are some platform you can use. OpenAI is MuseNet, right, for audio text generation. Lyric Studio, which you can use for developing lyrics. Jarvis Lyrics, Rapbot. You can generate the instrument sounds using these kinds of platforms. So I'd like to play this. Let's see if it plays. I don't think it is playing. I'll show you in the end this video. Now, lastly, so we discussed today, students, in generative AI text to text. In this, we discussed about Chat GPT, Google Bard, and Bing Chat. Then we discussed about the text to image. There we discussed about Fire, Play, and then we discussed about a lot of other platform like that. And then we discussed about image to image generative AI. Then we discussed about video generative AI, and last one was audio generative AI, what it can do. Now, when all of these technologies evolving and rapidly evolving, then there is one concern which is there in the mind of everybody, which is ethics, right? And what is the ethics? And we also discussed in this course that how it is going to benefit the creative professionals, okay? But we also have to now focus on some of the issues and ethics of this powerful technology. So I would like to start by talking broadly about ethics now. So it is a huge part of discussion which is going around, because when you are creating brand new content, there are some serious ethical considerations in designing and implementing the AI. See, you visit the website for many of the technology that you might have discussed in this course. And you also might have seen when you visit to this website, this platform, which I discussed in this course, you will see they have, as soon as you first time log in, they may have a dedicated ethic page and content policy statements. So responsible AI developer must commit to strong ethical stance. I'll show you a representative statement in each category like text, image, video and audio to give you a sense of some of these commitment, what is these platform are integrating. So you have a ChatGPT ethical guidelines, which you have to, when you sign up for this ChatGPT, you have to agree to that ethical guidelines. And in that, it is highly stressed the importance of user privacy, fairness, impartial, transparency, safety, responsibility. And if I ask you to write a phishing email, for example, suppose, if I ask a particular ChatGPT, I'll show you, to write a phishing email, you just try it out in ChatGPT, and you can see that it refuses the request. And also it explains you that why it can't ethically do that. Next is image. So Delhi e-content policies on preventing harmful generation and curbing misuse. It won't create violent, hate, adult, and political content. You try it, it won't do that. It ensured this by manually removing the most explicit and unacceptable content from the training data, and by disallowing certain words, names, and prompt in the prompt. Okay, so if I ask it to create an image of gunfight, okay, so this is a phishing mail. So when you write a phishing mail, it immediately tells you and gives you a warning. So this is DALI, which tells you about misuse. So let's say that I ask to create an image of gunfight, and you will notice that there isn't a gun in the site or any obvious violent content or visual it is showing. No matter how many times I go to the prompt and regenerate it, it won't show the gun. Now let's look about the video. Okay. So video also have certain ethics policy which stress the importance of digital avatar they create. So they forbid the use of their tech for offensive content and stress the importance of transparency and education. And in audio, like Reese feature, it won't allow you deceptive use of the technology. It requires a written consent from the people whose voices you are using to create a song. Suppose you want to use Sonu Nigam voice and you have written a lyric and you want to create song and release it. So it won't allow you to do that until and unless you upload a consent from Sonu Nigam, which it validates whether it is from Sonu Nigam or not. So it is also stressing the importance of education, synthetic speech. It tells you, and the collaboration with social media platform. So they are all responsible AI. Right? It is a very serious thing. This company are giving you a problem, a particular facility. At the same time, they are ethically committed. Right? So it is the training data which inform it, or the people who use it are basically telling the thing that whether you can use this or not. Now let us understand the deepfake and deceptions. Deepfake are AI generated synthetic media, right? As we were telling about that. So I'm not able to play these videos, but I'll show you this line. So deepfake can be in the form of video. It can be in the form of audio. It can be in the form of imagery also. Okay. These are some deepfake video which has come up in thing. They can be created using free, widely accessible software. So take a look at a very convincing, this is a particular deep fake of a former President Nixon, which became very viral on the media, that it was talking about moon landing disaster, which actually never happened. And in this, he said that, "Good evening, my fellow Americans. Fate has detained that a man who went to the moon to explore in the peace will stay on the moon to rest in the peace," which actually he never said, and it never happened. So deepfake was developed for the entertainment industry, not for a harmless amusement, for a harmless amusement. They are now used to deceive masses of people with misinformation, misinterpretation. So deepfake in politics are becoming much worse. The political leaders are made to say something which they have never spoken. There are a lot of potential security issues. Deepfake are used for impersonate, a certain kind of people for money, for resources. It could identify theft, fraud, so many things, right? But then you can identify these kinds of things. There are technology which are basically existing and help you in identifying the pattern which indicate and predict whether it is a deep fake or not, with an extreme high degree of accuracy. Okay, so these are certain kinds of thing which you can find out and you can identify whether the video is deep fake or not, right? Like for example, the deep fake video, the eyes will keep on moving, flickering. Okay, it can be detected. AI model can detect the deep fake video. So where one AI is creating a deep fake video, so these are certain sites where you can go and you can identify whether the video is fake or original. So like Google it, explore fact checking, factcheck.org, quality fact, Snoops. You can already see and you can see it dispose this and you can find out. Now, there is another issue in this particular technology, which is copyright and content ownership. So generative AI models are trained on massive amount of training data. We know that. So this data can be text, image, video, audio, which is created by somebody. That means that someone's original work is used to train the AI model that will eventually create its own novel content. So artists in every industry have raised a concern now about this aspect of generative AI. They said that the original creator that provide the material to feed the training data are not given any credit. And in many cases, they get paid and provide a consent, but not on all cases. So does this mean that new technology has essentially stealing the intellectual property of many? So these are very serious legal consequences, because if you use someone else's work without permission and show it as your work, then you can be in the legal suit. So this can quickly become a very big ethical or legal issues. So it will not take actually very long for AI to come up with a tool which can identify AI generated content and human written content. But the question remains same. When AI is taking the assets, intellectual asset of somebody else, and from that it is creating a new one, then it means that you are basically not giving credit to the person work and you are getting a better version of that. So there is a question of copyright, because AI generated assets are technically shown as an original work. You don't require any copyright. So the company that create the AI model, the person who create the work with the prompt, nobody has a copyright on that. So copyright law protect original work of authorship. You know that whether it is an artist, a musician, or it's a performer, or it is a literary person, right? The copyright ownership is automatically or immediately bestowed upon these people when they write, and copyright is very serious issue. So registering copyright is necessary. Generative AI can fall into any of these categories, which is artistic, performing, musical, or whatever we discussed till now. They need to take the consent or maybe a copyright of somebody else. So AI generated images are not protectable under the copyright law. You should be knowing that. This is was actually statement given by US Copyright Office that they are not produced by human authorship. So there is no protection on copyright on this. So if you are generating the AI generated image, anybody can use that. You can't say that it is my copyright and file a case on that person. Right. So it means that when an artist creating an AI generated work is not eligible to register for copyright, they can't show that as their own work. Even if they might have used a prompt to come out with a good idea is there. AI has just generated their idea into reality. So if you are a creative professional and you're using generative AI in your workflow, you are worried about potential violating copyright, there are something you can do when writing prompt. Don't reference specific artwork. Don't write certain artist name or brand or trademark. Don't try to copy. Okay. Try to come out with your original idea and come out with that. There is another issue which is very, very commonly found in AI, and this issue is called, just a minute. There is one more issue which is called biasness. Biasness means that it can result in content that is uh, offensive, harmful, and inaccurate and misleading. I'll give you some example. Like, for example, if you give a prompt, okay, a photo of three lawyers, it will give you a photo of white men. And another prompt you give and ask for the photo of three laborers. It will give this like this. And mostly these people are colored. How does this happen? What do we know about how generative models are trained? That means this training data is created by human. And unfortunately, it contains bias. A prejudicial system which is exists. It is racist, it is sexist, it is classist. It includes inaccurate information. It says that labels will be always white, black, and they may be less shabbily. So the most popular AI tool have been trained by Western company using data sets that skew towards Western culture. That is basically biased with different culture perceptions existing or prejudice existing in the society. That's why I was telling that there is a biasness. So human created work contain bias. So this is some kind of a impact which I found, okay, which I was discussing with you. You can see there are certain sites where certain pictures were taken and it discussed about the biasness. Okay. So with this, I end this. I'm going to quickly show you now the tools which I was telling you. And then I'll show you some video and then we'll end the session. So I'm going to go to the Firefly now. Okay. So I'll show you this, which I like the most. I have been using this for some time. And this is the Firefly. Okay. So this is the Firefly. If you see here, this is how you can go and you can register for it. It's free of cost. Certain features are premium. So you can see here. So these are text to image, which I was telling you. Okay. So I'll just show you how it works. So now either if you want, you can choose an image, or what you can do is, so you can just go to here and you can write. So I'll just try a prompt here. For example, I will choose a category and try to do that. So I'm going to choose a category, let's say this, and try a prompt. Okay. So the prompt, this is basically this. So I'm going to change it and I say sunrise in the mountain with river, and I'm going to generate this. You can see that whatever prompt I have given, it tried to now generate the content. So now I can choose just one of these image and I can edit it. So you can see that I can do a generative fill on this image. So I'm just going to choose a certain kind. See, you can do this. If this is a kind of image, I can go with the background and try to use certain background in this. And I can give in the prompt also. So I can say dawn background, and I will be generated. It's going to generate the dawn background. The internet is a little slow here. So like this, you have to learn this tool. This particular, website is so good. I can tell you that you can do generative fill, text to image, text effects you can do. For example, you want to come out with a logo or come out with a name of the company or some event name. So you can have a very designing logo or text effect on that. You can have these kinds of things. You can create a 3D image. So you can even, the version which allow you to create a video is a version which is actually premium pro version of that. You have to pay for it. There is a trial version for 7 days, but then you have to provide your information and you have to do that. So this is how the entire, you can see now here. So I have given this prompt and it is given. So like this, you can just go ahead and learn this. Adobe Firefly is actually a very good version. Okay, I'll just try to show you. A song. I'll just show you a song. So this is a song which was generated by, AI fully.
Stop buying things with your credit cards or EMI. There's a term called EMI.
You can see this is a song which is created using AI, and it was happy for and all kinds of everybody voice is different. They have taken their concept.
सोलह संतरा सितारे संग बांध लाऊंगा तेरे वास्ते फलक से मैं चांद लाऊंगा सोलह संतरा सितारे संग बांध लाऊंगा चांद तारों से कहो अभी ठहरे जरा चांद तारों से कहो कि अभी ठहरे जरा उसके बाद लाऊंगा पहले इश्क लड़ा उसके बाद लाऊंगा
Okay. So I end my session here. If there is any question, you can ask. Again, in the next session also, what I'll do is I may be talking about how I will take a marketing field and I will use one software to show you how marketing campaigns are created. Okay, and how you can create a certain kind of project using these certain AI platform. Any questions? Okay, then see you in next week. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.